Namo Sakyamuni Buddha. Dear singer and all Dharma friends, it is our daily Q&A session. We also welcome the feedbacks from all wise teachers and Dharma friends when it comes to our Zen activities. So to make sure that the activities can improve and help the practitioners increase in their belief. We also want to remind the upcoming retreat activities, the October weekly retreat. It's going to be at our Zen temple, and we're going to have another weekly retreat in Florida in November. The October retreat will be October 11 to October 17. The other one in Florida will be October 6 to October 12, November 6 to November 12. To create opportunities for all practitioners to learn, we will remind the way to practice meditation because we new people today. In the Platform Sutra, the sixth patriarch said, sitting meditation doesn't mean to sit the body, but to sit the mind. So um, we don't put too much importance on the appearance in each when we walk, when we sit, when we lie down, or when we stand, we always maintain practice. Whether we talk or we being quiet, we always maintain the practice. For a new beginner, they're not familiar with the practice, so it might be a little difficult for them. But once they are familiar with the practice, it will be easy. When we first start practicing, we might attach to certain posture, certain form, but Patriot Zen doesn't get attached to any type of uh, sitting posture or form. But then the opposite side is people just let themselves be however they want when they meditate due to their laziness. So when we just follow with whatever attachment and habits, it's not Patriot Zen. We have to continue to observe other people and learn from other people. We should not sit like other people sitting however they want because the laziness can uh, get us be more controlled by our attachment. So maybe Patriot Zen doesn't mean sitting only and vice versa. meditation here means the mind is meditating the body. The sixth patriarch said, if we can do it to the way where when we face the conditions, our mind still is going to stay the same, stay true to how it is, and stay calm. And this Hautou meditation will help us understand what it is true to itself, what it is to meditate by the mind, not the body, and we will be able to understand all of the teachings of all of the patriarchs. So, patriarch Zen is not equivalent to contemplating, because contemplation requires subject and object, require a topic. But this method is different from all of those indirect methods. Our patriarch and also our wise teachers also said, patriarch meditation also equivalent to investigating the mind. But what is the mind? If we don't put into practice, we will not be able to truly understand this word. No one knows what mind is exactly. Only when we awakened, then we will know. We are covered by our deluded mind. Just like our body, when the sickness manifests, then the healthiness will be covered. So it's with the same body. Once the sickness manifests, the healthiness subdue. We cannot destroy this body to look for the healthy. So if someone have the mindset of destroy the attaching body, they will also destroy their transformative body. We have to always learn and apply the practice so we don't make mistake. When the sickness is gone, the healthiness will show up. So this is just some of the beginning terms for us to practice. The indirect method requires us to have duality treatment. Like they have to get rid of greed, anger, ignorance, etc. Versus our method, we just need to raise the doubt. The doubt will take care of everything. The doubt is not something special or something fancy. Don't try to make things out of it. The doubt is truly nice and special. But so the skillful means is just a dualistic means there's nothing special about it, but because of the attaching mind, it make it become special. So right when we in this body, right when we experience the conditions around us, we apply the practice. In the book How to Practice Patriot Chan, there are 5 questions. These questions is to lead us to the Hautou. Therefore, we say Hautou question. When we raise the question, there will need to be an answer to that question. That's why the doubt is raised, but we don't want to go and look for the answer. We raise the question, but we don't look for the answer. It's a little bit difficult to understand, but therefore you have to apply to practice. There are many Hua-Thou questions. The same purpose of them is to lead us to Hua-Thou. Just like all skillful means lead to the same door, the same road. Uh, Close or far, high or low, they are skillful means. The 5 questions include before heaven and earth came to existence, what I, before my parents were born, what did my original face look like? Where did I come from when I was born? Where will I go after death? It's not the mind, it's not the Buddha, it's not a thing. What is it? All dharmas return to one. Where does one return to? We pick only one question and we don't want to switch between them and re-choose them. We only pick one. Whether you can meditate well on that question or not, we still stay with the same question. Even if you don't feel like you can raise a doubt, you still keep the same question. We don't want to change the question with thinking it'll help us uh, subdue the illusory thoughts. We only allow to pick one and ask that question until we awakened. Always ask the question in your mind in any situation. For example, the first question, before heaven and earth came to existence, what was I? Repeatedly. When we ask the question, automatically there has to be an answer, but we cannot answer the question, then the doubt will be raised. And therefore we keep asking the question. Then the doubt will be prolonged. The doubt is the feeling of doubt, the feeling of wanting to know but cannot know. Our consciousness always has subject and object, therefore it generates attachment. Just like we know about the money, And because we know about it, the object of knowing, of discrimination, we want to keep it and don't want to lose it. So the money is an object. So all conditions, when it comes through our six senses, we generate attachment from there and generate happiness, sadness, love, and hatred. Like noisy or quiet. When it's noisy, we feel disturbed. When it's quiet, we feel calm. When they compliment us, we feel happy. When they complain about us, we feel sad. So these are the object of hearing. Right or wrong, good or bad, make us create a lot of discriminations. So the doubt will end all discrimination and sweep away subject and object. But we don't want to use that as a goal, as a way to treat the attachment and discrimination. Attachment and discrimination is its own business. We don't want to use the practice as a goal to eradicate them. We just instead practice to raise the doubt. Master Hu Vân gave us an example. He said, Hautou meditation is equivalent to move away from the hearing, return to the hearing nature. The same thing was taught to the Bodhisattva, Guan Yin. Bodhisattva, Guan Yin means return to the hearing nature. It means the hearing sense is completely thorough. And from there, it means move away from the hearing and return to the hearing nature. And in order to do that, we have to move away from the object of hearing. Master Tăng Phụng Nghi verse said, very clearly, when we move away from the object of hearing means we have to enter the stream. So exiting the stream means chasing after the subject and object, chasing after the object of hearing, whether there's a sound or no sound. It's still hearing. When we enter the stream, we don't get attached to the senses data. And when we are not attached to the sense data, then whether noisy or quiet, it doesn't disturb our hearing. Noisy or quiet is just a function of the hearing nature. Our hearing nature is not moved by those. When the object of hearing ends, we still have the subject of hearing, but then at that time, the subject of hearing also ends. Then at that time, the person attained arhatship. But even when they get to this level, they should not stop and should not attach to this level because they still have the subject and object of sensing. They still have the subject of an object of not being attached. They have to reach another level where there is no sense, but still they are still within the subject and object of no sense. They need to make another step where there is no object and no ending. Don't say that no mind is the Tao. No mind is still away from where we need to go by a barrier. That is a very subtle area. When the ignorance completely ends, then we reach the highest level, completely in control of ourselves. So moving away from the object of hearing is the same as Hoa Thou meditation. Um, if we keep chasing at the outside, we're always gonna be disturbed. Now we keep the doubt so we can turn to the knowing nature. The knowing nature doesn't mean there's no knowing. So the Hoa Thou meditation is similar to um, move away from the hearing and return to the hearing nature. The doubt, the true meaning of the doubt is no attachment. When the doubt becomes solid, like a solid block, where no discrimination thought can arise, it means we don't attach to any thoughts. Then we arrive at Hoa Thou. And when we get to Hoa Thou, we will be awakened. So our method always asks the question based the doubt. We knew maybe we're not able to raise the doubt, but if we keep meditating, we will be able to raise it. It's just our habits that create obstacles to us. The practice in reality very simple and easy as long as you believe in your original mind and don't believe in your ignorance and attachment, subject and object, because that deluded mind lead us into reincarnation for countless lives. Now we already know we take advantage of the seeing, hearing, sensing, knowing in order to eradicate the ignorance. Here at the temple, we have to sit for 40 minutes, walk 20 minutes. That is the practice. If you're not familiar, you can do the normal sitting. When you get used to it, you can do the lotus sitting. As long as you can practice, we don't attach to any posture. Some people get attached to certain posture, and they even the posture of their hand. But if they attach to that those posture, then how can they maintain the practice when they walk, they lie down, or they stand? We sit in order for us to easy to practice. So it doesn't have to be any specific posture. If you attach to the posture, you will lose your practice. So our practice doesn't attach to any form, any sound, any conditions, or at all situation. We always maintain the practice. Whether you feel healthy or tired, where if even if you feel tired, you still practice. Uh, Even when you feel numbness in your leg, you can change the posture, but still need to maintain the practice. That's the way to tackle our habits, our laziness. So gradually we can practice well. That is something we want to share briefly. When we practice, we will have questions because the our habits can create a lot of obstacles for us. Maybe because you study Buddhism in the past in a different way and you might feel confused and or misunderstanding. Please feel free to raise your question. So right now, anyone have any question? Please raise your question. Namo Shakyamuni Buddha.
Dạ, Nam mô Bổn sư Thích Ca Mâu Ni Phật. Dạ, con kính xin bạch thầy.
Namo Shakyamuni Buddha.
Tất cả đại chúng. Con xin
Dear Thầy, dear everyone,
những cái lời của thầy vừa nhắc á,
I would like to share
thì
what you just remind us.
có duyên với cái pháp môn này á,
Last
con
time,
là
when I first have the opportunity to know about this method, um, I feel very appreciative, especially the verse of Tăng Phụng Nghi. Before I know this method, I also
nó
remember this verse by heart. At the time, I only memorized it by words and not able to transform it.
để nói rồi giống như là tỏ ra là giống như mình hiểu biết vậy.
Like I only know on the by the language and talk about it like I have knowledge about it, but really I don't really understand it. When I start having more connection with this method and from your reminders,
Nhắc nhở của thầy cũng giống như nhắc nhở cho chính bản thân mình để luôn luôn
also as a way to remind myself to always practice and learn.
thì giống như cái lời giống như hồi nãy thầy nói là mình không có câu nệ bất cứ hình thức nào hết.
Like you just said, we don't attached to any type of posture or appearance. We have to find a way to always maintain the practice, to always keep the doubt in mind. I really like this sharing. When I share, I don't want to make it difficult for myself. Like when I do sitting meditation or walking meditation, I don't pay attention too much. I just maintain my practice no matter how the conditions are. So I feel like if there's no reminding of the wise teachers,
Tại vì cái điểm này con cảm thấy nó rất là quan trọng. Ban đầu á, là mình phải biết cách á, nhập lưu giống như là
first we need to
nghi
know how to enter the stream,
tầng tầng
like how it's said in the Tăng Phụng Nghi's verse.
rồi mình từ từ mình tiến lên, mình biết phản văn phản tri như thế
Then
nào.
gradually we will move up and learn more about moving away from the object, etc.
Mình đến cái giai đoạn là giống như theo cái băng tử
If we're not careful with the first step,
sanh tử ký diệt á, mà mình nếu như mà mình có cái sự nhắc nhở, mình có cái sự cái năng
then when we reach more and other levels without the reminder of the wise teacher, without the determination to practice, we can fall into the nihilistic stage.
nó rất là nguy hiểm, cho nên
It's very dangerous.
những cái điều này á, cho nên đối với con mà nói á, là khi mà con nghe những cái lời của thầy nhắc nhở và con phạm chiếu, con luôn luôn phạm chiếu
When I hear your remindings
cái sự
and reflect on myself,
mà thường thường á, con cũng nói, con chia sẻ thường thường á, con nghe thầy hay là bất cứ trên Zoom hay là ở thiền đường chẳng hạn, chẳng hạn,
whether I hear your teaching through Zoom, in person, or during retreat,
luôn luôn con tập trên cái quy viên đó là phản văn phản trị trên đó hết.
I
Thì con tập làm
apply the practice
cho nên cái
of
điểm này á, là
moving away from the object of hearing and
nói
knowing.
là khi mà Bồ Tát Quan Thế Âm á, tu thành rồi
Like this morning, I said when
chứng được á, là vô sở
Guan Yin Bodhisattva
khi mà
um,
tập được giống như vậy rồi đó,
reached the attainment, reached the achievement, he
đối với khi mà
attained no birth
tương đối cảnh á,
Dharma.
nó không có nó hình như nó quay nhẹ, nó quay nhẹ
When we
nhàng
are able to practice
so
this
với
method, when we face the condition,
đây á,
we
mà
will
mình
feel more
rất
lightly.
là nhiều cái sự phản ứng của mình
We
là
we don't feel as heavy like before.
còn bây giờ á,
Before,
cảm
when we
thấy
face the condition, we will feel very suffering,
nó có cái
and the suffering lasts for a while.
chứng hơn, có sự giống
But now,
giống như
when I face the condition,
cảm thấy mình đi đi đúng á, con cảm thấy giống như vậy, cho nên đến đây á, là con
I
sẽ
feel
sắp tấn
more of like I'm on the right path. Can you give me some encouraging teaching? Thank you, Thầy. Like Thầy Pháp Từ just share, we have to apply to practice, not just the knowledge only. Our wise teachers always remind us about the teaching of the Buddha and Patriarch with the same goal is to help strengthen in the belief in the original mind. But believe in the original mind, you have to practice. If you don't practice, that means you don't believe in your true mind. Gaining knowledge is not increase belief in the mind. Like in the past, when recording the teaching of uh, our lay master, at first, our lay master doesn't even let people recording because he doesn't want people to chase after his words and don't practice. The recording is just to help people to either learn or relearn, but the main thing we have to practice. When we practice even just a little bit, and when we are able to taste the flavor of the practice and meditation, we will appreciate it and we will put in all of our time that we have in order to practice well. Some people say, "Oh, you only come here for like a week or a month, while I stay here for all the time. How could you compare with me?" But even just a week, if that person focus on practicing, um, it's still good. Even if they cannot gain anything, at least they know the flavor of the practice. This method doesn't have anything to gain. It sweeps away everything. That's why the patriot said it's a method that doesn't have anything for us to gain or to hold on to. In Truyền Năng Lục, there's a person named Giáp Sơn. He uh, maintained the precepts to the point the heavenly being feel very respectful and come down and give him offering. Then he told his teacher about it. The teacher um, scolded at him, and then all the heavenly being suddenly disappear. So doesn't we practice is not in order to gain compliments from other. Even if we only come here for 4 times for retreat during the year, at least we still be able to build up our practice. And when we keep building up, when the time and conditions are right, the fruit will come. Some people say, "Oh, I come regularly." I come regularly, but actually they still have a lot of attachment. They just gain more and more knowledge and attachment, but not really practice. So they are just very same thing to the outside people. Master Tăng Phụng Huy said, first we have to enter the stream. Like Master Lai Hỏa said, instead of taking away the food underneath the pot, we just get a fan and fan on top of the pot. There's no way we can uh, reduce the fire. Same thing, if you just chase after um, the conditions, how can you escape? How can you liberate from suffering? Anything that we chase after the discrimination of the consciousness or the duality. There's no way we can enter the practice and never able to taste the flavor of the practice. So practice this method, we have to enter the stream, return to the stream. Some people have a low or medium capacity, or some people are not able to enter the stream. The Buddha in the scriptures have to give away um, are three other methods to help them enter the stream. First is um, to eradicate the supporting cause, then transform the current karma, like the karma of gambling. Knowing gambling will lose a lot of things, but people still gamble. So when we transform the current karma, we have to be determined and go into the temple practice and not go into the gambling place anymore. The third skillful means is end the source of the ending the source of the greedy of the greed. So for our practice, for example, instead of go gambling, we go to the temple to practice. Even if we feel bored, or even if we so into the soccer, we still go into the temple. Decide to go to the temple to practice. So that is to base on those three skillful means to help us enter the stream and practice. So we have to rely on the right Dharma of the Buddha to practice, then gradually we will end our ignorance and attachment. The time is up. Goodbye, everyone. Moshe Muni Buddha.